Welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing why SMART goals are absolutely stupid.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performance Podcast
with your host, Thor Conklin.
Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy. Let's talk a little bit about goals. It is estimated in the United States that between 75 and 85% of people do not have goals. Studies have also shown that 14% of the population has some goals, but they're not written down. Only 3% of the population is known to have written goals. Now, I know on this podcast that the majority of the people listening are going to have written goals. Otherwise, you would not be listening to a podcast about peak performance. You know that you need written goals. But many of you have what is commonly known as SMART goals. And if you do, I'm going to show you why it's stupid. For those of you that are not familiar with SMART goals, the SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Let's talk about each one of these. Specific, absolutely. Goals do need to be specific. Measurable? Sure. You absolutely have to measure your progress. You have to be able to measure the goal. Achievable? Who cares if it's achievable or not? Why do you want to go after small goals? Make them huge. Realistic. Why would you want realistic goals? Realistic dreams? Go for it. Who cares what they are? Go for the gold. Go big. And finally, time-bound. How many of you have set goals, whether it be 1-year goals, 3-year goals, and what ends up happening? You've got a 1-year goal. Well, for the first 11 months, not a lot happens, right? Because it's like, well, it's in the future. I'll start working on that when I get a little closer, where I'll be able to make those quotas at the end of the year. And quite frankly, you miss them. And who knows what's going to happen? Who knows how much time it's going to take? What's important is taking the actions, doing the tasks necessary to see that goal come to fruition. Let's even look at the word goal. Goal is something that you're trying to achieve there in the future. Trying. If you're at your desk, put a pencil on the desk. Now try to pick up the pencil. Now, if you picked it up, you weren't trying to pick it up, you picked it up. If you're not doing anything, you're not trying. Trying is the act of actually grabbing the pencil, trying to lift it off of the desk, and acting as if the pencil weighed 2,000 pounds. It's too heavy to lift. That's a try. Who wants to try anything? Yoda said, you either do or do not. There is no try. I'm not interested in goals. What I'm interested in is outcomes. I'm interested in results. So if SMART goals aren't the way to go, what do? You guessed it. Simple. Well, what does SIMPLE stand for? Very simply, it stands for specific. As I said, these goals, and again, I want to change your language from goals. I want you to start using outcomes and results. That's what we're after, outcomes and results. They're going to be specific. The I is important. The M is measurable. We want them measurable. P is for purpose. We want these to be purpose directed. In other words, we want these to move us in the direction of our ultimate outcomes, our ultimate vision for our life. L, lofty. We want to make them huge. We want these to be out of our reach, quite frankly. We want to keep striving for something beyond what we think we're capable. Make them high. Definition of lofty. Very high and good, deserving to be admired. As an alternative, you can also use limitless, having no limits. How cool is that? Having results and outcomes that you're shooting for that are absolutely limitless. I mean, that gets me excited. Oh, and look, the E, it's exciting. Why do you want to have goals that don't excite you? Are you going to get up early? You're going to do everything absolutely humanly possible to get your goals if you're not excited about them. This notion of having SMART goals just doesn't excite me. Come up with simple outcomes and results that you want for your life and your business. Now, why do I use results and outcomes? Well, let's look at the dictionary. Outcome. This is from Webster's. Something that follows as a result of an activity or process. Result. To proceed or arise out of a consequence, effect, or conclusion. Both outcome and results are now based. Do an action, get a result. Do an action, get an outcome. That's what I want. Focus on the actions that you need to take in order to get your results and your outcomes. Not your goals, not something you're trying to do. So take your goals and ask yourself, out of all these goals that you have, what would make an intriguing, a compelling outcome or result that would be specific, would be important, would be measurable, would be purpose-directed, moves you closer to that vision, are lofty or limitless, and absolutely excites you? And if they're not exciting you, and it's a figure, a dollar figure or a number, add a zero to it. If your goal is to make $100,000, add a zero and see what that does to you. If you're struggling with your goals, your outcomes, your results, and you need some assistance, drop me a line at info@thorconklin.com. You can also join our private Facebook group, Peak Performance Nation. There are amazing peak performers in this group that have incredible techniques to help you achieve anything that you're looking for. I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you and spend a couple minutes and work through any obstacles that might be getting in the way. Because quite frankly, that's normally what it is. It's not about the goals. It's not about the outcomes or results. It's not about your strategies. It's generally the obstacles that are getting in the way, the limiting beliefs that are getting in the way. And they're difficult to understand. Sometimes we can't see them ourselves. We need someone around us that understands what they look like and can point them out for us. Until next time, have an absolutely amazing day. Thank you so much for listening today. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope you found today's show valuable. If you would like to receive these shows automatically to your phone or to your computer, simply go to iTunes and subscribe. After listening to several of the shows, if you're so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating, as this helps us reach additional people and spread the message. If you're truly committed to taking your life to the next level and doing whatever it takes to become a peak performer, but something's holding you back, something is blocking your way, and you just can't seem to figure out what it is, send me an email to info@thorconklin.com, and I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you. We'll schedule a 15-minute discovery call. No obligation, no cost. I absolutely love to hear from the listeners, and if there's something I can do to help, I'd be more than happy to do that. Also, if you found something of great interest in today's show and you want to share that with your friends and family, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode, hit the share button, and share it on your page. You can follow me at Twitter at Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. We're constantly adding new free resources, discussing additional tricks, tips, tools, and strategies on how to be a peak performer. Remember, I try to keep these episodes short so you can listen to them during dot time, doing other things, commuting, driving, walking, working out. Decide to be a peak performer in all that you do. And until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.